Good afternoon and welcome back to the garden. Today we're starting in the top greenhouse. I have cleaned it. I've put the frost protection on, not so much as frost protection, just as you can see the sun really does blare into here, so it's also like a shade for the geraniums and fuchsias. Now I've brought them all up from the bottom greenhouse to create some more room. A little bit more sorting to do. All these to take out and repot the ones that are ready for potting there, the geraniums, and there's a few ivy leaf in there. These are the cuttings that we took in the autumn and we just left them in the trays, covered them with some fleece, and we haven't done bad. There's enough there to get us going. They'll all make big plants this year, so that's the beauty of it. Now the overwintered ones, they're still waking up. I see we've got a couple of flowers coming now. Now so leave them for a few days and then we'll wake them up and I'll put some feed into the water. Not a lot just yet, just to get them going, and then we might even be able to get a nice cutting or two, especially the fuchsias, for this year still. The big ones, as you can see, they've overwintered very well. There's one there that's a bit, but I think that's just where it's dried out at the back of the other greenhouse. We'll soon get them going. Now, well, it's quite warm in here to say this, so it's got the fleeces on. We'll make our way down. We'll do a quick temperature check on the soil to see what sort of temperatures we're getting, and then we'll go in the bottom greenhouse and get some seeding. Now I'll just show you as we come past the shed that I have put my potatoes to sprout. There's the first earlies, second earlies and main crops there. Plenty there for us, and they are sprouting quite well. The propagators, I've switched this one off now. We've got all the seeds that we've got to go in now can all be rooted in the bottom greenhouse. There's a few that won't go in down. That's celeriac and that's celery. Celery just needs that bit of heat, and celeriac actually. A little bit of onion that's not coming, we'll probably just get rid of those. And that one is the basil, which is, when I was watering it, badly watered it, but it might come. If not, we'll reset. And these are obviously the 4 of the five cucumber seeds we got. Still chance for that one yet. But remember, we only want 2 and a spare, so as long as they keep growing, we're all right. But I won't take those out of the propagator yet. Now, I'm just going to do a temperature test on the garden soil, but I'm going to put the probe in to the root zone. The top will be obviously warmer than the bottom. And just put it into the root zone like that. It looks like the temperature down there is about 13 Celsius, so that's quite warm. We can get on with the seeding in. We'll just try this pot here that we're going to put the parsnips and carrots on. It's on the sunny side of the garden, so I know it'll be perfect. This is running about the same, 13 degrees. That's plenty of warmth in there for the seeds. Now I have changed the meter over to pH, and I'll just do a test down there. I have done the main garden and it's between 6 and 7 most of the plots, so that'll be fine this year, but we'll do it in here with you. That's running at 6 to 6.5. That'll be fine. We've actually got into the bottom greenhouse now. Very, very warm in here. It's running at 25.2 at the moment, but I have got vents open and there's quite a bit of wind, so it's holding its temperature well. Just be before we start, I have been potting up these, and I've done these San Maranzos, but as you can see they're getting quite big now. So what we'll do, we'll pop a stick in there so you can see it, like that. And we'll get taping machine. Now this taping machine is, oh, how old? 20? Over 20 years old now. So as you can see, it's got a lot of things holding it together, but it's still going. What I find is if you just move that a little bit like that, because we don't want to damage the tomatoes that go in, and just put a tie on it, and that will keep it supported. I'll do another one. The sticks, we'll have to get some more sticks, because as the tomato grows then we put a 60cm stick in, and then it'll stay with it until it goes into the garden. Now these are, I'll tell you in a moment, we'll just hold that leaf in, look, and give it a, there you go. You can soon get through them like that, look, and it supports them a lot better. But I'll finish those later, I think. We've got really time today. Now, in tomatoes, you've got two sort of, well, not two different growing ways that they grow. Some grow into bush, some grow straight up that we take the side shoots out. Now, the San Marino is a bush, or what we call determinate. It's actually classed as a semi-determinate. That means it also gets a bit of height on it. If you can remember, we grew it last year. I think it gets up to nearly 4 feet, but it bushes out. But we do not take the side shoots off determinate, or semi-determinate in this case. Now your sun golds and most of the other tomatoes, unless it says that it is a determinate, it's one that grows up, we tie it and we take the side shoots out. That's called a interdeterminate. So that's the two, your cocktail crush etc. is a indeterminate. That's the one that we support and take the side shoots off. I started getting the onions potted up. I've still got quite a few still to do. I'm getting a little bit behind with the potting, but we will get there. These are those sets we bought, they're coming up well now. The broad beans are still coming through, but that one, and that one's not showing anything yet. But give them time, they'll be alright. These are the seedlings I've brought down from the propagator. I took them out the propagator and hardened them up a little, then I brought them down here because there'll be no heat on them now. This is, at night, I cover it up with the fleece, so these tall labels are just to hold the fleece off and the plants. When we were shopping, I saw this cover. There was only this part I bought, I already had that. But I thought it's a nice tall cover, so when you got your plants in, I'll pull it out so you can see. It's nice and tall, and it's got a vent in the top as well. It's nice and tall to cover the plant, so I bought two. The other one is over there with some spring onions in, but I thought they are a little bit expensive to what they are, but it's the room inside that I like, so I bought two. All these, it's mainly the peppers. There's a few Brussels. These are aubergines. I shall only want 4 of those anyway. They're leeks, and there's a little bit of lettuce there. They've all got to be potted up yet, so we're going to be quite busy for the next day or two. Now we have got the room now to do this. Now we've moved the plants to the top greenhouse. I've still got these onions yet. They'll be the first job. They're Bristol, and that one is Santerio. So that'll be the first job that we get potted up now. Now we've got some room. I'll try and put all the onions at that end, because then there's onions are a bit hardier than the tomatoes. So I shall fleece this end and let those go at that end. These are the seeds I'll be putting in this week. It won't be today because we're running a bit late today, but we will film putting them in. The guardsmen will put in the same as we're putting the red spring onion in today. Meteor, I shall have to put those in pots, because if I put them in the garden, you know what'll happen when it's like be mice or pigeons will take them. The carrots, we've got quite a few carrots this year, but we'll try all three and see how they go. The top weight was the free seed actually from brown, so there won't be much in that one. The other two are both hybrids. We'll see how we get on with them. I keep trying different ones but don't seem to have much success, but it might be this year. Parsnips again, we'll put those in. I'll put them in and then thin them down. Now all those, the peas will probably go in the top greenhouse. I've got a little bit more room up there for them. The spring onions I'll start in here and then we'll put them in, line those out. The rest, the parsnips, the carrots, will go directly into the garden. We'll take a chance and see what we can do with them. But the soil's nice and warm, so why not? The blood red spring onion, the lettuce amaze, that's like a little gem, but the top is red, which is very nice. And then the kohlrabi cossack, we need to get that in there, and these a long season to grow. Now these are the onion, spring onion, New Holland blood red, and its proper name is redmate. What we should be doing is putting little groups in. So if you just put a dot in the middle, they'll all congregate in the middle. So I do it with 4 fingers just like that, and then what we'll do is we'll put the topping on, the vermiculite on top. I don't know if you can hear, but there's a little bit of, it's not actually shooting, it's the gas guns that frighten the pigeons off. I make the long V in this packet. It is like foil, so it does hold itself. And then just tap. I only really want maximum 6, but it doesn't always work. There we go, here they come, look. The little black seed, I don't know if you can see, quite large, so they're quite easy to clean, but I won't count, I just, once they start going, you sort of know, 6-ish. And they should fall into those 4 dents rather than one in the centre, which they are doing. And then when they've grown, we'll find a good piece of ground, strong land for them to grow, and they grow quite well. Now I usually put them in 2 trays at a time, that's 20 cells, so I can get a longer run on the garden. If you just do 10, it's only going to be 18-inch run, and you'll use those up very quickly. And you need to do this every three weeks, just to keep them going through all the time, like your lettuce. Let's say lettuce, you should reset every 10 days, but I find we have a lot of lettuce that way, and then you're losing it. 3 or 4 weeks plenty. Now the same with all the seeds I do now, I put the vermiculite on top. Now again, about 1/4 of an inch just to cover them. I don't know if you can see it, perhaps see it on the next row rather than this one. This one, there we go. It does, I find anyway, this does help them germinate better because it gives them a nice wet top, if you know what I mean, to keep those seeds moist while they germinate. And it's well worth it to do it. Press each one to hold the vermiculite against the seed because we are going to spray it. Coarse spray, just gentle, just to wet that vermiculite because the compost was pre-wetted. I wetted all the compost early this morning, so I know it's wet deep down. Just hold it down and settle things up. That'll do for now. In there, we'll get another one at the side of it, you see, so there's a pair in there. If you look over there, where I've put 2 onions, green onions or white onions if you like, spring onions in already. And what I do, because this sun is quite strong, I just put a small piece of fleece over the top just to steady the sun a little. So just put a piece on. You've always got a bit of fleece. Failing that, piece of old toweling or something, or a neck curtain, what we used to use. Just put that on and it just steadies the sun down a little. Now the Kohlrabi, this is Cossack, it's an F1. There's 50 seeds in there. Now I'm going to put them all in because we don't know how many is going to germinate. So let's put them all in. We'll work this way. We'll scatter, we'll do 1 line, 2 line, 3 line if possible. There we go, look. They're all dashing out like a cabbage. Coming out like marbles, so we'll have to just scatter best we can. But we don't want any more than 1 crop. There's 1 left in there. That's the one that will grow first. About 1/4 of an inch, don't forget. If it says on the packets that because you can set them outside, if you're setting outside, you want a good 1/2 inch of soil over them, fine soil. But this indoors, 1/4 of an inch. Give it a shake, level it up, that'll do. Put that in. Can you see? Again, it was watered, so there's plenty of wet in the bottom. We just want to bridge the gap between the water at the top and the water at the bottom. Turn it round. Again, we'll put it under some fleece. We'll pop it in that prop for now. That's nice. We'll pop it in here for now and then we'll put a bit of fleece over the top. Now this is the lettuce amaze. How many seeds we've got? We've only got 250 seeds, but now with lettuce, because I do it every 3 or 4 weeks, I only want about a dozen seeds in there. These will be white, so we'll be able to see what we're doing. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Just keep tapping your hand and wait for them. Don't try and rush it, else the whole lot will discharge into the pot. Here they come. Now as they get to the end, just tilt back a little. So let Diane count. I don't know how many that is. That's all I want. Again, not 1/4 inch. That'll do nicely. And then the normal, just a little press so it presses those seeds down, and then plenty of water. Once you get it wet, look, you can put a bit more pressure on it to get it wet. There you are, that's the amaze. I spelt it wrong there, look, I did it right there. And then we'll pop that in there. The vent is open, so it should be able to breathe a bit. And we'll pop that in there. And just pop that on top. That just steadies the glare of the sun on them. Now that'll be it for now. As you can see, I've got a lot of potting up to do. I might even get some help. We don't know about that though, depends on the weather I think, but it is very warm in here, 28 degrees, so whoever helps me will enjoy it. Now that'll be it for now. We'll try and get those, we won't try, we will get those seeds put into the beds this week, and we'll film it so you know what we're up to. And then really I need to be getting the tunnel legs in place, ready for the cabbages etc. that we'll soon be putting in. Start getting the next job ready all the time so we can keep it flowing. If we don't, we'll finish up with a greenhouse full of plants and nowhere to put them. While we're putting those seeds in, we'll put the tree grease on as well. Nearly forgot. So we must do that, that must be done, that's another job to do. And we'll put a bit of bloodfish and bone on the garlic, give it a, so it knows it's spring and it's got to grow. Now that'll be it, and we'll see you soon. Do take care everyone. Bye now.